What's going on, everybody? This your boy Mike from Trouble Down Productions, and this is going to be my review for Fear the Walking Dead Season 2, Episode 3. Now, I think we really got a lot of information in this episode because we have a couple different things that happen. We have the Flight 462 miniseries. If you watched that while it was on, we actually see the plane crash in this episode, and we get to see Alex, who was the survivor. She wasn't the only one. The other little kid that was on the plane with her, he actually is kind of surviving, I guess. The dude's face is all burned up, but he's there. And like we see at the very beginning of the episode where like 4 of them get into that little raft, and 4 or 5 of them, and they just start fucking picking them off one by one. One guy sees that another guy is bit, and just without even hesitation, thwack, just hits him with the damn paddle, and he goes overboard. So that's one of them gone. Another one gets gone because he tries to actually off the kid. His face is burnt, and Alex stops him, stabs him, throws him over. And then there's only like three of them left on the raft. We don't really see what happens to that other guy. But the next time we see Alex, she's like running from a bunch of walkers. It was when Salazar and all them went to the beach, seen all the luggage. They was going to get some supplies. Now, in the end of the last episode, we see that Salazar found Strand's a bunch of maps and stuff, and a assault rifle. And it gets around to the boat pretty quick where they're headed. Salazar ends up telling Madison. Madison ends up telling the whole boat towards the middle of the episode or so. So we now know that they are going to Baja, Mexico. Chris actually reminded me a lot of Carl in this episode, because when they got onto the beach and Salazar was like, stay where I can see you. Chris just kind of looks at everybody, and everybody's picking stuff out of suitcases, and he just wanders off by himself. Ends up coming to like half of the crashed plane or something, however that part of it got onto the beach. And ended up there being a living person still on that plane. He was dying, of course. You could actually see his bone coming out of his back, which was pretty fucking awesome. Now, Chris ends up having to beat this guy to death, which to me really is showing the progression of his character, because in last episode we seen him plugging walkers through the fence like it won't shit, and now this is his first live kill. Like, he actually had to kill a living person. And I think that's going to really push his character forward coming in the next couple episodes. Nick goes staring off into this hole that a walker's buried about halfway deep in, which was really cool to watch, because that was like a really cool walker in my opinion, because you actually had seen little baby crabs going up the walker, like eating at the walker. So I mean, that, the visual effects was really, really good on that part. And then Nick actually falls in the hole, and all we really see after that is a bunch of walkers. Like, he kills that walker, and then a bunch of walkers start falling in the hole because of getting attracted to the noise that he was making when he was down there killing that other walker. I also really like how they applied some of the stuff from the original show to this show. If you remember, there's been at least 2 or 3 times in the original show where someone's been going down the road and walkers got caught up under the vehicle. They had to stop and get this, pull the walker out of whatever, the tires or whatnot. And in this one, it was really cool that it shows you even on sea that stuff can still happen. It really showed the progression of Travis's character, in my opinion, because we already knew that Travis was a very knowledgeable person. But now we know that not only that, but like Strand said, he is a skilled technician. So that could very well come into play in the next couple episodes, or even the next coming seasons, if they decide to keep Travis as a character on the show. A walker gets trapped under the filtration system of the boat, and Travis has to put some scuba gear on, go down there and pull the walker out, and then try to reconstruct the carburetor for the boat. Which, like I said, again, is really cool. It shows that, Travis is just a lot more than just playing a father role on the show. He's knowledgeable, he's a technician, he can build things. Now, as they all are getting supplies and everything, Alex comes running from over the hill, talking about run. Behind her is a whole bunch of walkers. They end up getting pretty much cornered at the end of at the edge of the beach right there with probably, I don't know, 40 walkers or so. I think they said it was about 50 extras on when they was talking about it on Talking Dead. But there was quite a few walkers that were coming after him, and just out of nowhere, dude, you see Nick come out of nowhere, covered in walker guts, and just start slaying walkers, dude. And that was probably, for me, the most awesome part of the episode. I'm really, really starting to like Nick this season. I think he's really starting to step it up. As I said in my previous reviews, I mean, dude is just, you know, he's adapting better than anyone else in this world. And I really like that. Which was also a big plot point for the story, because right here in this episode is when Nick learns, okay, if you cover yourself in walker guts, they're not going to sense you, because he walks right up to that walker face to face, dude. And I just thought that part was really, really awesome. There's been a whole lot of stuff going around on social media about if you can or cannot trust Strand. I'm just going to throw it out there. My opinion, I don't think, especially from this episode, I don't think we should fully trust Strand. I know he's just trying to keep everybody safe, and I don't think he would like turn it back on him, because in my opinion, he's had at least 2 chances now to just up and leave him, and he hasn't done that. So I don't think he's out to harm them in any way, but his whole philosophy is, yes, you're not supposed to trust other people. Yes, other people are bad. Sometimes they can be even worse than the walkers. But what he did at the end of the episode really kind of bothered me, man. Because, you know, he wouldn't let Alex or the burnt kid onto the boat. So Travis came up with the idea of just letting them tag, you know, in the back, having them in the raft and having them attached to the boat and just dragging them along. At least that way, you know, they could do something to help them. And Strand goes down there, man, with a machete or whatever, and just cuts that rope, dude, at the very end of the episode, and basically just leaves them out to sea. That kind of pissed me off in a way, but then you got to think about it. You know, Strand did tell them last episode that nobody was going to be on the boat. Like, he didn't want nobody else on the boat, and they brought people back anyway. So be it. You know, I do not think we have seen the last of that Alex chick. Even though she just got left out to sea, you can obviously tell the chick is a survivor. So I'm more than sure that she will make it through this little incident. And we are finding out in every episode bits and pieces of each character a little more, and they're finding out a little more about how the way that the world is now. I really like the way that they're writing this show, everybody. And if you haven't watched it yet, I would suggest going back to season 1. Watch season 1. It's only 6 episodes. And then get into this season. Because this season, they really have picked it up. And they really are doing a lot better with the storytelling and the progression of the story itself. So if you haven't checked it out, check it out. Now, if I was to make a prediction on who I think the next person that could go, I'm going to say Ophelia, Salazar's daughter. Because right now, I really feel like she is the weakest link of the whole group. She's not bit, but she's wounded, and her wound is becoming infected. Salazar wants to keep that from the rest of the group, and I just really feel like if there was going to be a next person that goes within the next couple episodes, I'm going to guess her, just because I feel like she brings the least out of everybody else to the group. The whole episode I thought was really good. We found out some really important stuff going forward, and I want to give this episode an 8.5 just because I thought it was a really well played episode. Other than that, that's about all I got for you guys. Like and subscribe to my YouTube channel. Give me your thoughts below in the comment section. Let me know what you think about the episode, because I always love to hear you guys' thoughts. Give the video a thumbs up if you love my reviews and want to keep in contact and get notifications every time I post a new video. But I love you guys. Dead to Zombies, nerdfeed.com, Trouble Down Productions. You guys rock.